Hello and welcome. This video is a sort of tutorial that is supposed to quickly familiarize you with the replacement tool that from now on we will be using for our operations. We are forced to switch to this method because Global HQ tool will become dysfunctional after the map update, and we don't really know how to update it, keep it working because of how poorly written the code for it is. So without further ado, let me present how we will be working with this tool. First thing that you have to do is create an account. It is required for you to be able to access most of the site's features. It would be great if your nickname and avatar would correspond with those you use in Discord. Once account is created, you will be able to access the case Logi room. So this one, you can see the name here. I will try to make the procedure as simple as possible for you. So when you come to the op, first thing you will have to do is create your role card. You do it here. So this is preset essentially. You click it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and now you have copied it. And now you can edit it. So what you do first is set nickname, your role. Now for roles, the default one would be driver if you deliver equipment directly or to the border. Border hopper if you are the guy taking the equipment through the border queue. Quartermaster if you are just sitting in forward Logi base, assembling orders and guarding shards, etc. And the requester, which would be mostly officers, so people who actually make orders. It is also possible to use custom roles if you're doing something that doesn't fall into any of those categories. So for example, if you, let's say, if you are bringing freighters of crates from the back Logi base to forward Logi base, essentially you're supplying. We ran out of rifle ammo, we don't have any more here, but we have in the back lane. You go with freighter, you bring that. So that's not really a driver, you call yourself a supplier or whatever. Customizable, just down to communication. Okay, so last thing you have to do is, if you click on the card, there is this person icon. You click on it and select yourself. That's gonna assign your account to your card. So once that's done, you grab your card and put in any of the slots. Just try slapping it into a slot that's already not occupied. They automatically scale. By default there is 10 slots, but if we get more people than that, you can just simply add more. Also, don't worry about moving something accidentally. The elements of GUI are locked, so you cannot accidentally delete them or move around. So don't worry about it. Okay. So now how the orders are handled. A requester makes them, so all you have to do is just know when the order needs to be picked. So orders will be assembled here. Officer types them here essentially. In this section, officer prepares them, so you don't pick them up because they are not ready to be. They're not essentially done typing yet. Once the order is done, you move it. Officer will move it to ready for pickup, and then you will be able to grab it. So let me present. Let's say I need 100 shares, but I also need, I don't know, 4 rifle, etc. Now, color coding is for priorities. You can see priorities here. So let's say we need shards very urgently. I put it this color, and let's say this is just moderate importance. So what do I do next? Well, first of all, requesters will try to make orders as flexible for you as possible, because as you can see, this is not like Global HQ when you could pick 2 out of 4 rifles and then somebody else completes. You actually need to pick a card. So if requesters have time, situation is not very urgent. We probably will try just make each of the card contain 15 slots, so you can just pick the card and that's essentially full track. But if the situation is very urgent, we need resupplies fast, or then we might do something like this, so you will have to grab multiple of them. Sometimes it's not gonna like even out. So for example, you're gonna get 8, 6, and you don't have one singular, which results in you having 14 crates. That's fine, you can go with one crate missing if they are of high importance, or just grab one random crate, up to you. Once again, down to communication. So before there will be completed, I will have to grab this out of the thing for a second, and then I can do something like this. And this is essentially how we're gonna indicate where the delivery destination for each order is. It's a little bit clunky, but that's not your concern, since we will be one who are suffering. As you can see, the arrow follows. So now that you as a driver, you will see that the order is here. Now you can pick it up. So first thing you do, you grab the order and you put it in accepted section. That means you accepted the order, so other driver cannot like... So we essentially don't have two people doing the same thing. Once it's in here, it's yours. You now have time to return to base, although I would ask you to pick orders only if you can actually start picking them up, so we don't lose time waiting for you when we have other driver waiting. So order is here. So now you pick orders, you assemble them into your truck. Your truck is now full, you are ready to go. You move this to in progress section and you just drive. Once you reach the destination, drop it and submit it. You just put it in this section and just leave it here. Officer will delete it. Or if it happens that we forget to delete it and it gets too clunky, just remind us and then we can delete it. Or you can delete it yourself, but don't do it like immediately after you are done, so we actually know the order got delivered. Like, give it 10 minutes. There's also added bonus of this side actually, because let's say we have two drivers. Yeah, this is me, requester, driver and border hopper. So now I have all of those and I'm in transit, but oh no, there's a border queue, but we have border hopper. How we would do it on the old side is just give the truck to border hopper, and once he tells you that he delivered, you would essentially submit your order. What you can do here is give your order to him, and now you essentially finish your order. You can go back, and then once he delivers stuff, then he can then move this in. And yeah, I guess that's really all. Then, as I said, you can later delete it. It will automatically delete arrow. Map up here will depend on the area we operate. There might be zoomed in screens of map we operate in, or two maps we operate in, or there might be just very big picture of whole world because the site has pretty nice zoom and we can find good pictures with high resolution. Depends, once again, down to communication. Also, a great feature of this site is you can actually draw on it, so you can leave notes, like for example partisan blockade here. Let me text. Something like this. Colors. You can do a lot, but that you can just try yourself. Oh yeah, and once the operation is over, or it's middle of operation but you have to go, what you simply do is just click your card and you delete it. No point of having storage for cards, since you will be forgetting, and it's not that big of a hassle to create new one. Last thing, well, you're not really gonna be concerned about this, but that's more for requester, because sometimes we order repeatedly the same layouts, like 4 rifle ammo, 5 SMG ammo. Then I can just copy myself a card and I will just keep it in here, and every time I need to request the same stuff I can just copy and throw it here. Makes it much faster. But as I said, this is for requester. So yeah, essentially all I had to do. Thank you for watching this short instruction video. Other is short, running already 10 minutes. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask me. feel free to ask any other Logi officer. Maybe you have a suggestion how to improve it. Just keep in mind, we try to have it as simple as possible. You could do a lot of interesting features like stockpile, where you just type out what we have left. For that would be job for quartermaster. But the more features you add, the less readable it becomes, and the less friendly for new people it becomes. And the key feature of this tool is keep it as simple as possible for drivers, because officer can deal with a lot of annoying shit, but new Logi members can feel overwhelmed, and that will be discouraging for them. So as simple as possible, right? So again, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this instruction video, and trial by fire next war. Let's see if we will mess it up, or maybe it will actually work out pretty well. So yeah.